We have titans of industry as investors, like Alexis and Initialized, and Andreessen Horowitz, Khosla Ventures.
Right.
And they're now giving us more than cash. They're helping us connect with big companies and big brands and really facilitating these partnerships. So we got introductions from investors, took the ball from there, and today, I guess, we have a touchdown.
So how does the business change as a function of all this?
Yes, I think that to succeed, businesses need a product innovation and a distribution innovation. And Walmart is a huge step forward in that distribution innovation for us. They serve 2/3 of all Americans. They're the world's largest retailer. So selling Gobble kits online, maybe one day in store, is game-changing.
But why is Gobble different? There's so many different meal kits out there.
Yes.
Is there any innovation there?
Gobble is a meal prepping service for busy families. We actually have an army of sous chefs that do all the prep work for you so that you can cook dinner with fresh ingredients, but in 15 minutes and one pan.
It's all about that efficiency for busy families. That's why we got so excited about it. You can think of those traditional meal kits as basically just like groceries in a box. They show up and you still have to do all the work. I want to spend that time.
Shopping all the
I want to spend time with my family, not be chopping. And Gobble solve that.
What's the price point?
It's $12 a meal.
$12 a meal.
Yes.
You found her how? Or you found him how?
I'm sorry, the kit feeds how many people for $12?
So it's $12 per person,
Okay,
and you can order as many servings of as many dinners as you'd like. People usually order for 2 or 4 people.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then we met through actually Y Combinator. So Ooshma went through the program, and Gary and I were both mentors to her, and we're just really impressed. So many people were obsessed over just growth at all costs. Ooshma doggedly focused on margins and quality and made sure that those were a great experience before the rollout, and here are the fruits of that today.
Can I add, because we were talking that there are a lot of meal kit companies. There's also this thing called Amazon and Whole Foods.
Yes.
And how is that impacting your business, and how are you thinking about them?
Yeah. I think to succeed, similar to Stitch Fix, when there's so many different kind of retailers and clothing stores you can go to, you have to think about this end to end. And I think technology, namely personalization, is a huge greenfield opportunity in the food space. So whoever can nail that, and typically agile startups, that are making a core competency in data science and tracking every little behavior of their consumers, just have the opportunity to send you exactly what you want in the most convenient way possible, specifically to your taste. So that's what we're going for.
So is Walmart going to let you access all their data so that way boy, this family would want to buy this particular meal kit versus another kind of meal kit?
Yes. All their data is a really big statement.
I would bet.
Quite a bit of data is being shared between the two companies. And I think that with time, as we kind of develop our relationship, we'll work closer and closer and have unique insights with Gobble.
Long term, do you think that Walmart ends up buying a company like yours, or really getting into this space in a more meaningful way? Is that what you're hoping for? I mean, the beginning of
we back founders with the expectation they're going to be
testing
billion-dollar businesses. We see these as great. I mean, it's a great testament to the great work that Ooshma's done. I do think there's going to be a lot of M&A in the space because so many of these companies realize they can't build the tech themselves. But, I mean, we're excited because we know this company can stand on its own for a very long time.
Yes.
Is the company profitable yet?
No, not yet. We're reinvesting everything into growing the business. It's really a golden moment for Gobble. A lot of meal kits and food companies that may not have had as rigorous attention to unit economics have fallen by the wayside.
Okay,
so now it's time for us to invest.
Tough unit economic questions. What's your customer acquisition cost? I think in this business, everybody's fascinated by how much it costs to actually just even get somebody in the door.
Yeah. Interestingly, we're about half the customer acquisition cost of public companies today, and we also have 40% higher retention. There are credit card data analysis.
What kind of numbers are we talking about?
We're talking in the $50 to $100 range. It's quite economical for us because Gobble is actually the exact product that the modern family wants. So we have a higher percentage of people coming from referral and from organic channels because it's so easy.
Right, and at a $12 per person cost?
Yes.
How much does the shipping cost you? What's the food product cost? You got a lot of labor. No, I'm very curious about sort of what kind of margin you can capture on $12 per person, which seems like it should be a big margin, but I'm actually imagining it's not as big as we think.
I think it actually is a really big margin. This industry started out because they were disintermediating grocery, and they were going to capture the margin by taking out a lot of middlemen. The problem long-term, I think, when you're starting these companies wasn't margin, it was churn. It was, were you making a product that people actually wanted and they would come buy again and again and again.
Right.
So the customer acquisition cost wasn't paying off in traditional meal kit companies, but they had the opportunity to install automation and get high margins.
Can I do a Nutrisystem type thing and lose, like, I'll do Google or Gobble for a month and I'll lose 30 pounds and 4 inches on my waist? Can you do that for me?
You can. Actually, there are cancer survivors in remission. Because it's so easy, we've taken off in the Parkinson's community of people that need to have everything chopped.
Not just weight loss, whatever you happen to need, you can be very specific.
Yes, there are diet-oriented meals. We have people eating gluten-free or celiac, eating the new keto diet. So we've designed the dishes so they can be customized for your diet, and that's part of our secret sauce.
Before we go, I have a totally out of left field question for Alexis as our social media guru.
Sure, what do you got?
Sure, Elon's on Twitter.
Yes.
Do you think public companies should be able to disclose or put out big breaking news information themselves on Twitter? Is that a good or bad idea?
I think it is the modern equivalent of putting out a press release on the newswire. I think it would behoove those leaders of public companies to prep their comms team, but I would treat it just like a modern press release. This is the modern newswire.
That's different, Andrew. I don't get your take on this. I heard you
because I think that what happens oftentimes is because of the way Twitter and other these things are structured, it gets dribbled out. It's not just one. You don't get the press. If Elon had put out the press release one time
a link to the press release,
the link, and just once, that's fine. To me, dribbling out one piece, then the next piece, then you got to wait another hour. The market's open. All of this. That's what I'm trying.
Maybe do it a little better. But Jack Dorsey certainly wants it to be okay.
I know he does.
And I say this with, I don't own any Twitter shares, but I do think it's a different world we're in now, and Elon's certainly one of the most prominent CEOs doing it. But I see this as being the sort of new normal now that he's validated his way to bring news to the market.